you want to attend the next ARG regional event? Make sure you pre-register online at dragonballsuper-regionals.com. The next event is scheduled for the weekend of April 14th and 15th in beautiful San Jose, California. Need a place to stay for the event? Head over to super-collectibles.com and buy a ticket to the KitchenTableMeta Team House. For only $300, you get a private room for Friday and Saturday night, one-on-one coaching, dinner with the pro team, and much, much more.
Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to round 4 of the ARG Presents Regionals here at beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. It's actually a beautiful day. It's like a little bit over 70 degrees outside, perfect day. And we have another interesting matchup for you guys. We have Andrew Manis, that's probably wrong, I'm sorry, on the left, green player playing Cell. We haven't seen Cell at all today, and Cell used to be like the prominent deck, right?
It was
Cell's
the play.
Yeah, it's like you were like, please don't play Cell against me. I hate it. It's going to kill me. And on the right, we have James Grant, another K&K Gaming player playing Champa.
I love it. These guys came out and just really took innovation to the next level, started using all these set 1 leaders. Hey, let's make them good again. Let's try them at least.
Yeah, let's try them,
And we got Champa here undefeated. So
yeah, and we talked about it a lot on stream, and on my stream, talking about how Champa actually got a huge boost with these Overwhelm cards. There's a lot of really
Attack
good
with Trunks?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, attack with Trunks. Draw a card. Seems pretty good.
Draw the card that I put back on top.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, seems pretty good. So again, these Champa is a fantastic aggro leader, very similar to Pan. So very excited. Very good
you
player.
are obsessed with Pan. Every second that you could try to throw in a Pan, you're just like,
I will find any way.
by the way,
I don't know if I told you or not.
his
Pan.
first name starts with P, Peter Pan, Peter Pan. All right, guys, Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, draw a card.
Buy all the pans.
Definitely. So here we got 10,000 Mighty Mask into James's Champa here at 10K. Looks like he's going to snap take that and get a 7.
So it looks like we're playing. Looks like he's playing the. Let's see. We're looking through his deck right now and see no cell chain. All right. So no cell chain, cell. So it's a control deck. Probably plays obviously some TNs. Base red, it looks like, with a splash of blue.
Mighty Mask, such a good card, by the way.
So good.
Every time I see people use Mighty Mask, it's like, I'm going to go get my combo card plus an energy for next turn.
Plus a card in my graveyard to use for Overwhelm.
Yes, by the way. Andrew being pretty aggressive, though. 10,000 and 10,000 here.
Yeah, attacking
I actually think this might be an aggressive cell.
So, all right.
Yeah, I think this might be an aggressive cell deck, which is weird he doesn't use a chain.
Well, he's probably going to drop him down to 5 and then probably keep him there. That's what I'm assuming might happen. But it looks like no red from James. It looks like he's a green, blue
And there is
Champa.
that Overwhelm card we were talking about, guys. Mira, such a great Overwhelm card in this deck. For
I think
multiple
it's really
reasons.
overlooked. From
It is.
Massan and Trunks, you're like, man, that's it. They can't get any better than that. But I really think Mira's a close second,
Yeah,
third
absolutely.
place.
I know. Actually, Colby in his Android deck was actually testing cutting Trunks for Mira just because it was a more aggressive option. He actually ended up not doing that, but it was definitely worth testing for sure. I'll tell you something else too. Mira is such a good awakening card for Champa because what Champa can do is play out Mira and draw off of it, or he can awaken and give it double strike, and it's a double strike critical at that point. So good on both sides of Champa. Just such a fantastic card in the deck.
That's what I utilized it mostly for in my Vegeta deck, and I was like, Eddie, you're crazy for not playing Mira. Like, it's like another leader. It's like another Vegeta. It's something that you don't have to take a life. Gives you that crit, which is very hard to find on cards that are not like, like even James is playing an Assailant Vegeta. Like, you don't want to play. I mean, like, why would you play Assailant Vegeta when you have Mira? Obviously you have the graveyard resource and stuff, but it's so powerful. For only 4 Overwhelm, 20k is a great power too. All you got to do is throw a 5 and you have that magic number. But very good card. Mira is excellent.
James just stop that attack with double shot Vegeta, which is actually absurd because now next turn what he's going to be able to do is put pressure on his opponent, but he forced Cell to have to use a card. Cell using the Super Saiyan 3 Relentless Goku, which I'm actually going to pull up here on stream. I love this card. And I actually feel like this card, again,
is that
guys,
the indestructible card?
Well, it's not quite indestructible. It just can't be KO'd.
Oh, okay.
Which is different. I know that sounds like I'm being like nitpicky or something, but it is different because...
No, you're right. Indestructible is a keyword. This one's just a permanent ability.
Yeah, it's the permanent. This card cannot be KO'd by your opponent's skills, but it can still be hit with the 5-cost Frieza, the bouncing Frieza, because it's not KOing it. It's
not leaving the field.
Right,
Yeah.
which indestructible, obviously, that does
not leaving the field. Yep.
And then it also gets 5,000 power. One of the few cards that gets 5,000 power on your turn and your opponent's turn for the first time it comes out, which is just a unique card, especially against Cell, as it turns out.
Very good against Cell.
James playing the 3-cost Trunks here. That
Critical
searches out
Trunks.
a Vegito.
It looks like it's just a critical Champa deck.
Yep.
And it's a blue-green critical Champa deck, so very unique take to the deck. You don't see that too often. I feel like when you see Champa leader, you're just like, they have to be red.
They have to
But
be red.
nope, it's totally different. Same thing with Cell sometimes, but we're so used to seeing the tricolor Cell,
Yep.
the all iterations of Cell. You're not really used to.
I wonder if James is actually playing around the Cell chain right here. I wonder if that's why we haven't seen him draw too many cards.
Maybe.
I wonder if he's just trying to play around this and doesn't realize that his opponent doesn't have Cell chains. I actually I talked about it a little bit in Richmond. I actually played against a Cell player who didn't play Cell chain. I actually almost lost game 1 because I was playing around the Cell chain the whole game, and he actually just didn't have it. Like, I didn't notice until game 2. I'm like, this guy has not played an Android out for two games. Maybe he just doesn't have Cell chain. I'm an idiot. But yeah, it's very easy to get into that rhythm, being like, hey, I'm against a Cell. It's going to be Cell chain. I have to play around it. And maybe that's what James is doing here. We will see.
Yeah, Cell, this is pretty much the toolbox version of it. I mean, you have a bunch of good cards. You jam them together with Cell, and Red really the backbone of that. Saiyan Kappa being able to pseudo-awaken yourself. You also have the option, which I really like a lot of decks to play. Usually Androids is known for this, playing the TN and the Saiyan Kappa combo, just because you have 2 ways of getting yourself off of an uneven number to awaken. So if your opponent leaves you at 5, you just Kappa, go down to 4. It's really smooth. Or if your opponent just leaves you at 8 or leaves you at 6 and you really need to get down 2 life, that TN plays perfectly. So Jiren coming in, making an appearance, James taking it, Snap taking it.
Yeah.
Took life, right?
Yeah, took a life with the 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
that's
why
my
is
fault.
Jiren untapped then?
Because he didn't attack again with it.
Oh, he didn't. Okay.
He I'm sorry, he attacked into his boo and killed it, and then
okay.
attacked with Cell to get him out.
Okay. So Andrew taking a I mean, he obviously doesn't want to awaken James, at least not yet. And he also keeps his Jiren from being vulnerable and being in rested position. So he's going to take advantage of Jiren standing back up and just staying back up, especially because James probably doesn't have any removal.
James actually has Gohan in his hand.
Oh,
the
really?
4-cost Gohan. Whether or not he'll play it this turn, we'll see.
He also has a Kale, too.
He also has a Kel, which is probably going to be the play. Kills Jiren.
Oh, man. Very good with Overwhelm, by the way.
Yeah.
You're going to see as right now. Excellent use of Mira right there.
Trump deck's pretty sweet, by the way, George. Liking it.
Really cool. Mira,
We'll see if the
draw
brother
a
can win.
card,
We'll see if the
play it
brother
out.
can win, man. Beerus
Yeah?
didn't make it. Maybe Champa will avenge him here.
Maybe.
Didn't get erased because he's a nerd.
You see, and you see Kale getting in there. Critical after critical after critical from James, not even swinging with his Champa leader. He doesn't want to give Andrew any of these cards whatsoever. James already seeing the results from Andrew, so he already knows that result is something that can happen. He wants to make sure he minimizes the damage from the results and try to give him as little cards as possible, especially abusing that critical mechanic.
All right, here comes down. Yep, there it is. Super Saiyan Ghost Attack Gotenks. Like him. Pretty good card, as it turns out, George.
Yeah, no, pretty good. That's that Ghost Attack Gotenks can be a nightmare for people that don't have Senzu Bean and then a Kale follow-up.
Yep.
So both of which James is most likely playing, obviously being a blue-green deck. So Andrew has to be your careful with that card.
Yeah, it's cards like that that I hate seeing players play down as energy, because it really, like, those are cards that are so great game one that your opponent doesn't expect. And now that James has seen it, now he knows, you know what, I need to make sure I have a Sensu Bean ready, I need to make sure I have a Kel ready. Maybe he won't play a Kel when he normally would, so he can have a counter for it. He does have a Kel in hand, so he does have an answer to one of them. Let's see what he does here. My guess is we'll probably see Trunks come down next turn for James. We'll see what happens here. Going to play Bulma first. Probably search out one of those triple strikers to get a little bit more green energy. And then play out Trunks and try to get a card here. Actually playing Boo. I like it. Drew a Mass Saiyan. card is devastating, by the way.
Yeah, no. With all these Overwhelm cards running around, you're really going to have to manage the way that you resource your game and throw cards to the bin. Having cards in the drop area is now more important than ever, and you don't want to overwhelm.
Right.
In a way. You don't want to ban it or remove more cards from the game than you need to for the overwhelm, because then it significantly makes your other overwhelm cards effectively dead or not as effective, because you won't be able to play them when you want to. So it's something that's going to come into play. We haven't really seen it in the first 4 matches. Our opponents have been very good with actually managing their resource and being able to cast all those overwhelm cards. You haven't been seeing them like combo with their overwhelm cards or like charge them, which is normally what happens when your deck is not built exactly how it's, to tailor these overwhelm cards, because they do need to be tailored. It's not something that you could just throw in. Maybe you can throw in 2-3 trunks in every deck, but once you start getting to Massane and Mira and anything else that comes out in set 3, you're gonna have to be very careful. It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, really exciting to see. I mean, James playing the match very well. I mean, he didn't play anything there. He didn't want to give his opponent any value out of anything, and almost
Jiren's gonna go to town right now on some weenies. Weenie Hut Jr.
Yep, gonna kill both these weenies. But again, I think as James, that's fine.
That's perfect.
As far as targets for Jiren, I think Boo and Bulma is okay with me.
Is he gonna combo here? Or?
I don't know. Looks like he's gonna combo a double shot.
He's just gonna combo double shot to get it out there. All right, excellent play. I really like that play actually, because now he has no out to the double shot.
He can't pitch a card for sell. Whether or not he'll choose to do that or not.
He can, right?
Yeah.
Andrew only with 4 cards in hand?
Yeah, 4 cards in hand. Looks like he's thinking about it.
He might just do it. Oh, he might put a Trunks under it. Oh, he's thinking about it.
He's going to do it.
Another
Interesting.
ghost attack. Okay. Yeah, you see, I don't think the ghost attack, Kale right on point. If you would have played the ghost attack, ghost attack, I think you just write off that game plan in this match. You just write it off. Don't even side it out next game, or you can keep it in your deck, because you could search it off the Goten and then use it as energy. So there is other uses for it, but I don't see Andrew ever casting that card.
Gohan killing Jiren. Going to be able to draw off this card. It's a free card. Yep. Very similar to Pan in that regard, where you play these cards out to remove and then draw.
All these critical. You see Andrew just throwing everything to defend himself. Champa player just seems like he's so far ahead right now.
Absolutely. He's ahead in almost every aspect of the game. Hand size, energy,
attacking
board,
with only critical cards.
Life.
Oh man,
life is the only thing that James is falling behind on here.
And it's only by 1.
Yeah, it's only by 1, and probably by design. I'm sure James could have. I think he just wants that card in his hand. Now, question: I wonder what James' plan is to awaken. Is it just results? Is it
results or no Kaba?
No Kabas, right? Exactly. That's kind of the traditional plan that you see.
Thinking, maybe a Furious Yell Vegeta, which I really like in green decks, as a pseudo Kaba, because it does take a life and it does KO a card, and I believe it's a card that you can use multiple times.
James going up to 7 energy. You have to think that eventually you're done with energy, right?
Yeah,
in this deck, I feel like that's it to me.
Maybe he has his top end that we don't know about. Right. Oh, maybe Beerus.
Yeah, maybe 7 drop Beerus, you think?
Because think about it.
You're critting.
You're critting, yeah. It's like hand destruction in a way.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
I mean, would it not be deadly right now?
It would be very
Andrew
deadly.
has 2 cards in hand. That would be an epic finisher.
It would be.
Oh man, I wonder really who in his hand.
Comes out.
Man, more critical after critical. And I don't think you attack here. I think you just pass the turn. Yep,
absolutely.
James playing this very well. This is what happens when I think you pair a rogue leader with a very good pilot.
Yes, sir.
And that's why I love this game.
Well, it's round 4. These players, wouldn't be here if they weren't, what I mean, some of the best players that we have here at the events.
Absolutely.
And it's just great. Like you said, it's great to see those players play against leaders they're not familiar with. I mean, like I said, sometimes that's enough to get you a win at these high-level events, you know?
Because by the time you figure out what their game plan is, you're down a game.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
And do you want to start the game with a game loss? Not really, but
not ideal.
Sometimes you just do.
Absolutely. All right.
Goten getting some attrition here in the second Trunks for Andrew, which is really going to help. But right now, it's just useless. It's just useless, especially with the way that James is playing. I think Andrew needs to stop committing cards to the board that can be removed.
Yep.
Because then James is going to keep furthering his game state to the point where it's not even going to be good. But thankfully, Andrew has some type of board control in Cell. That's why Cell's so excellent.
Could you imagine if he didn't? Could you imagine the cards would be on the field now? It'd be like 3 double shot,
so
like 2 more critical strikers on the field. Like,
I mean, it's still doing what James wants, which is taking a card from Andrew. So Andrew's just stuck with 2 trunks right now, I believe.
I think Andrew, what James is trying to do now is just draw a Champa.
Yep.
Like he's just trying to draw a Champa so he can knock Andrew to 3 life here.
Yeah, double strike Champa would be insane.
Drew a Trunks. Actually, great draw here. Whether or not James knows how to do it, I don't know, but this will actually be a plus 2 right here. I mean, well, +1. He gets to get a card off the top of this, gets a mass sand, go snap, take that Gohan, put that mass sand on the bottom, and then he gets to draw a card off this Trunks attack. I'm sorry, I actually already drew a card off the Gohan, so he doesn't get to do that. But see what he decides to do. James still waiting. All right, attacking for 10k. Probably obviously going to combo in this Trunks here. Just passing turn in the warp. Interesting.
Oh, he doesn't want to give Andrew the opportunity to flip and draw more cards to charge with. So Andrew's now going to be stuck with, do I want to charge my Trunkses, my unknown card, which we don't know, or a card from the top of his deck. So actually really smart play. It really makes the charge extremely hard for Andrew there, even though he could have just skipped it. But I think Andrew wants to be at 6, especially if he's going to have any plans of playing like a 5-drop or something like that.
Here comes out Goten. Gohan. This is a card that can get you back in the game.
Yep.
Replaces itself. If it happens to survive, it starts plussing 1 card every time it attacks, and it doesn't take long. We saw that last game with the Kells. It doesn't take long when you're drawing a card after every attack to get back into the game.
Or drawing technically 2 cards, because your leader's always drawing you a card, then you're drawing an extra card. Like 2 cards versus 1 is big, especially if you're doing it recurringly.
Oh, absolutely.
So James looks like he does have an out to that Gohan, though, thankfully. So he shouldn't have to worry about it too long. It's just a matter of which answer he wants to play. Obviously managing his graveyard for those overwhelm cards, which it looks like he has at least 2 in his hand. A Mira and something else.
See what James decides to do here. Up to 4, there's a Gohan. Such a consistent threat for James in this matchup. I mean, it kills something and draws you a card. It just replaces itself. I mean, it's just such... What did he draw right there? It looks like maybe a God Charge. Drew a God Charge.
Oh, that's why he's charging.
There's that in-game we talked about. There he is.
What better crit card than God Charge or Vegeta?
Kind of a bad card in this matchup, though, right, George?
Against
it's just going to die to
Cell,
Cell?
terrible.
Yeah. Maybe he'll just try to bait out a couple Cell kills with, like, his Gohan here, and then maybe, like, a Kel the turn after, and then he gets like 2 turns of God Charge. That might be enough to take the game.
He really just needs a Beerus here while his opponent is still down on.
I actually like that Beerus plan. That's actually pretty smart. That's actually pretty smart. As it turns out, you're a pretty smart guy there, George.
I try.
I actually like that plan. You said Beerus. That's like half of the you're already,
you already hit the nail.
Yeah, I'm already probably going to say yeah. Like, let's do it. But it actually makes a lot of sense. Your opponent doesn't have that many cards in hand.
Especially with the triple strike, like that if he would have gotten a Beerus on cue while Andrew was at 5, like triple strike and then discard 2 cards, that would have been devastating.
Now here we see Super Saiyan 3, Relentless Attack, whatever the heck. Goku, the one we just pulled up at the beginning of the game. Very powerful attacker here. 25k. Remember, it gets 5k until your next turn, so it gets 5,000 even on your opponent's turn.
And I don't know if James has an out to this card at 25.
I don't think he does, but I don't think it's okay because like Andrew uses first attack to kill something, which makes me think that it's not. He doesn't have to worry about double strike right now.
He got the results.
Got the results off the top. Finally, George.
Off the top.
Yeah, he was only drawing about 4 cards a turn. Finally, he gets it.
He was digging pretty hard.
He was digging hard.
The God Charge might be good in getting rid of the Super Saiyan 3 right now.
Yeah, he gets attacked twice here, and it'll draw him a card.
But what is he at, like 8 mana? No, 7 mana.
Yeah, actually, James is going to have a big turn here if he plays God Charge, because he can essentially use the card. Remember, guys, when you use results, you don't have to awaken as soon as you use it. You can wait until any point during your turn. So you can play God Charge out, attack with it, draw a card, and then untap God Charge, awaken, draw 2 more, then give a double strike and attack into second attack for 20.
Oh, it looks like he's going to do it with Time Patrol Trunks. And he's just going to go after the life, it seems like.
Yeah.
I don't see him going at the Goku.
I kind of like not attacking with this Trunks, though, and using it to combo in with the God Charge. It goes with 30k. It forces a card out of your opponent's hand, which he has to use Boo and something else at this point.
Yeah,
I still like the first God Charge attack, though, on Champa's front side. Draw a card and then swing in double strike crit on your opponents. There's Kel.
All right. And
Kel to kill a Boo.
Kel to kill a Boo doesn't seem what you want to be doing, especially because the Kel's not drawing you a card. At least I don't think it is. How many cards are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7?
Yeah, 8. That's 7.
8?
3, 6 cards.
So that Kale will not be drawing a card? Or is it...
Well, it draws a card off Champa, but it doesn't draw a card off of Kale itself now. Also, you can stack these triggers, right? Like,
I believe so.
Can you set them up where you draw a card off Kale first?
I think
and then
autos,
draw a card?
autos you can stack.
All right, draw 2. Again, I hate to criticize James here a little bit, but I feel like this was a pretty big missed opportunity here. I think he could have had a bigger turn if he would have applied pressure with God Charge instead. I mean, he's at 5 life. It's not like he has to fear too much pressure from his opponent.
Yeah, I think the God Charge definitely would have been the right play also.
Hey, you get draw a card off of it. You can give a double strike. You can pressure this Goku. I don't know. It seems like getting a lot of cards out of your opponent's hand. If I'm Andrew, I'm not going to take double strike God Charge.
No. Never.
But, to be fair, next turn, you give God Charge double strike for the entire turn so you can get 2 double strike attacks off of it. So, obviously James knows a lot more about Champa than I do. But
Yep.
James,
So yeah, there's 2 ways to it, I guess.
James, that small novel in hand, by the way. Look at this. He has like so many cards in hand. I think he's up to 9 cards in hand. Like,
the true question is how many cards left in deck?
That's
this
true.
might be getting out of hand.
That's true. Oh, speaking of pan, George, thank you for bringing that up.
Out of pen.
You could draw quite a few cards with that leader as well. So it's really similar. It's funny how similar Champa is to Pan in that regard. I'm seeing a lot of similarities between those 2 leaders.
I don't even know what Pan does.
So when you play a card, you give it 5k for the entire turn, and then if that makes it have 20k or more, you draw a card.
What?
Well, what's really cool about it is like it's once per turn. So you can play Vegeta combo card on your opponent's turn and draw a card off of it.
Oh, what?
Right, or play Topo to counter and draw a card off of it. Or play Vegeta, the green Vegeta that comes into play and kills, draw a card off of it.
What?
And so you can play cards on your opponent's turn to draw. Which is so good. I think she's the best defensive leader.
Each player's turn.
It's once per turn, yeah. So
The leader.
Yeah. So you can do it once on your turn when you play something, and then once on your opponent's turn.
Does it specify like during your opponent's turn too? Or
it just says once per turn.
once
So
per turn?
yeah. Absolutely. So.
Man, if that works like that, that is insane.
Yeah, it
You
does.
sure?
It's absolutely.
That seems way too good to be true.
It's so good. It's so good.
Andrew with triple Trunks in hand.
I know.
So finally alive. He's gonna be able to mass sand. And now he has 2 big beaters. Does that Goku have double strike?
It does have double strike, but now it's down to 20k. So it's only a 20k. It does have double strike. So James is gonna take 2. I'm not sure if he wanted to do that or not.
Yeah, he took 1, and then he was like, and then his opponent was like, "This is double strike."
This is
and
double
he was
strike.
like, "Oops."
Yeah. After you say you take 1, you can't
Yeah.
now go back out of it. So let's see what James decided. That might. I don't think it's gonna cost him the game, but I think it's definitely unfortunate.
Definitely.
It's funny. Like James literally has game next turn in his hand, though. That's actually that's the power of that Vegeta with Champa double strike. That's like pretty crazy. And I don't think Champa's ability is once per turn either, right? You can do as many times as you want. So that means he can actually just give himself double strike after the God Charge goes through. Let's pull up. Champa on the back. Active main, yep. Place 1 card from your hand on the drop area. Choose this card or one of your battle cards. Gains double strike for the duration of the turn. So yeah, he can actually give God Charge double strike and then give himself Champa double strike. So
James can have a very double strikey turn.
yeah, now he can also give double shot. Well, actually it died from the cell effect, but yeah, pretty crazy.
James will have all the strikes on this turn.
Yeah, it's going to be
another results.
the results. When it rains, it pours. Those results, by the way.
Charge.
Speaking of charge, I feel like our boy God Charge is about to hit the field. I'm
is.
excited. Plus, he has the ability to do that. Plus, Mass Sand.
Does he have Sensu also?
I'm sure he does.
He has
I think he has
Sensu,
every
right?
card in his deck in his hand right now.
I mean, if he has the Sensu on top of the Champa, on top of the Double Strike, on top of the Critical, like, you could imagine that Andrew is in for a bad time. He better have some negates. Andrew only down to what, 3 cards in hand? It might be an issue.
And James is like, I think I can kill you. James is like, I'm checking out your warp, checking out your discard pile.
Just want to make sure I count all my ducks before I
Yeah, this is a pretty important turn for him.
start going all in here.
Also has the ability to play kill this turn. So he definitely has a situation here where he's like, I can go for game. If I fail, I might lose. Or I can play it safe. James looks like he's going for the God Charge plan. My boy, here it is. Andrew's like, wait, what does this card do? God Charge being a dual attack critical card. Don't believe it has much more text than that.
Never fun when you have to stare down a God Charge Vegeta.
Yeah, definitely not ideal. We'll take a look at it real quick here in chat here. Dual attack critical. When a card evolves into this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with blocker and return it to their hand. 25k dual attack critical strike. All right, James. Let's see this God Charge go to town. Here goes. First attack, 25. Going to force Andrew to use a Trunks. Though remember, guys, 25k is that magic number I talk about quite often, where it requires 2 cards for your opponent to stop an attack with the leader. So here we go again. 25k again. Andrew using a negate. James does have Mass Sand in hand still.
Question is, how many cards in Grave?
Quite a few from the looks of it. But he is attacking 15,000 into Gohan here. See if he can cause Andrew to have to use a card out of his hand, which he did. Andrew down to only 3 cards in hand, it seems like. James still has that small novel in hand, and there's the Mass Sand. And he's have to kill the Goku, I'd imagine, and then probably pressure in on Gohan here.
So the Goku can be destroyed after the first few turns. Okay.
The reason why it can die there, it can not be KO'd, but that sends it to the warp. Does it KO?
Warp.
Right, yeah, so that's why it can be KO'd. I know it looks like that might be a misstep, but it's absolutely how it works. Again, why it's important that the way that card is worded. All right, we'll see what Andrew wants to do on his turn. James able to apply pressure on Andrew here and clear his board.
Yep. Andrew had to dedicate a lot of cards from hand and get rid of his whole board.
Absolutely.
Andrew stuck with his back against the wall. It looks like a few Jirens.
Does have ability to kill this God Charge though.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, he's got his Cell Leader, which probably still has like infinite cards under it.
Yeah, I think it was. We saw it was 3 cards under,
Okay.
so he can put the 4th one under this turn, which means the next 2. All right.
So he's just gonna feel out what James has first. Attack the leader, throw a card from hand, and then start getting to work with that Jiren. Jiren's going to take the free attack on the God Charge, and if James survives here, he's just going to get eaten by the Cell, so it kind of makes James not want to save the God Charge
I would just
here.
let this die, I think. I mean,
you just let it die, and then your opponent's always going to have a Cell KO active at this point. So you don't really care about wasting their negates here. I mean, he still hasn't even charged a 4th card, so it looks like it's going to combo.
I feel like this just makes Jiren say discard 2 cards. I don't like this play at all, James.
No.
Let this die. I know it stings to let your guy die, but he's dead anyway.
This is exactly what Andrew wants, though. He wants to commit some resources on something that is already going to die anyways. So Andrew in a pretty good spot, trying to recuperate all those cards that he lost last turn. but I don't know if it's enough.
Yes, I mean, you're right. It's probably not going to be enough for him to get this game, but honestly, James making, I think, is a pretty obvious play mistake here. Now, James, though, might have the ability to pressure Andrew with Champa and force Andrew to go, you know what, I'll just take one. That seems fine. And then play this Trunks in his hand and try to triple strike the game out. See what happens. Of course, there's that Cell kill that we saw, and then he's going to draw 2 more cards. Has the ability to kill something else with Cell the next turn. I'll tell you what, Cell's been the MVP of this deck. I feel like if James was playing against any other leader right now, this would have been over like 3 turns ago. And the fact that Cell has single-handedly kept Andrew in the game for as long as he has is something to keep in mind.
Cell, definitely one of the most powerful leaders out there.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, too, is like, sometimes if you can just stay in the game long enough, your opponent might make a misplay that will get you back into the game.
Now, James is in a position here where he might have a lot of lines of play. He has to make sure that he sequences them in the most effective and efficient manner. Going with the double strike crit here, just a crit. Well, it is going to be double strike, actually, if he uses Champa's ability, and he doesn't use Champa's ability.
I don't think he's going to. Again, I think he's trying to set up that triple strike win from the Trunks, which I like a lot. It doesn't commit as many cards, and it's more reasonable, I think. The triple strike threat, it's essentially one of those cards he can play out. He can attack with it, and force Andrew to have to kill it with Cell, and it's kind of almost like he's killing like a dead card in that regard. Now, James also has the ability here to play Kel. And to kill his thing to kill Jiren, which is what I imagine he'll do this
turn. That's going to be the play. Yeah. He would do the Trunks, but the Trunks will give the Jiren a blocking.
Yeah. So he has to clear the field first, absolutely. But I think that's going to be his strategy on how he's going to win the game.
Kale's going to let him draw, replenish his resources.
Double shot Vegeta off that draw, by the way.
Maybe that was part of the. How many cards left in James' deck? I think that's like it has to be like 3, 4, or 5.
Yeah, it looks very few.
James running through here. Andrew's still at 3. He's got to find a way to win, and he's not going to do it by building up his board, because his board is not going to survive anything. Andrew's still with the Jiren in hand, and Andrew's still with Cell activations. It looks like they might run out of time on here. How much time is there left on the round? Because this is a pretty long game one.
Looks like maybe 23 minutes. Remember, they do get a time extension since they're on stream.
Okay. So not so bad. 30 minutes for a game one is pretty heavy, though.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that the Champa deck would have this much trouble killing someone. But Cell literally just keeping him in the game. Likely the player who wins game 1 here is going to win this match. So players are going to take their time here. Andrew taking his time here, really trying to figure out what he wants to do. Does have a Sensu Bean in hand, which is going to go a long way in protecting him for his turn. Curious to see what he decides to play out. Again, another Goku in hand seems like a pretty good play. Again, both players understanding the importance of this game, George. Understanding that, again, the winner of this game is probably going to be the winner of the match.
They're definitely tightening up. At the beginning, you saw a few loose plays, but you know that each one of them are thinking out each turn exactly how they want it to go, because any simple misstep at this point can just lead to a completely lost game.
But, just imagine if James has 2 more cards in hand. Remember, he pitched 2 cards for no reason, essentially.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
Andrew,
that was crazy because he did been playing the match very well.
Yeah, very well
up to that point. But you can see match fatigue, sometimes
James
game
with
fatigue.
3 cards in deck.
Man,
that is rough. Down
and
to
Andrew
2
knows.
cards.
Andrew knows it. So Andrew's now in defense mode. He's like, I'm not trying to kill my opponent anymore. I'm just trying to survive. So now it makes it even worse for him. Andrew was still with 3 cards in hand. He might just lose the deck out.
I mean, right now, both of his threats on. If I'm Andrew, I don't kill anything on the board right now.
Nope.
I don't kill Kel because Kel makes you draw when she attacks. I don't kill Champa. I mean, obviously you can't kill Champa, but you know what I'm trying to say. You just like you make it so anything he attacks with draws him a card. Oh, Andrew. I mean, James. What he needs to do. I do not agree with his play, George. I do not agree with his play because if James can smell this out, he'll just take this hit.
Yep.
That way he doesn't draw off Kel.
100%. Yeah. He takes the hit because it's another card to help you win because he has to win next turn also.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I mean, like, but this hit makes Kel be able to attack.
Yes. And it also gives you more power for the double strike Champa.
James is going to defend it. Interesting. Attacking with Kel is going to draw him another card.
Is that a mandatory effect?
What? The Kel? Yeah.
Yeah?
All draw effects in this game are mandatory. None of them are like. That's what's scary. Actually, if he attacks with Kel, he loses the game. And he just says, I can't win. You win.
Yeah, you see it there, guys.
Unbelievable, George.
Definitely. Yeah,
you should have took the hit.
Yeah, no, for sure. You first of all, it gives you 2 cards to help you win the game. 2, you can attack with the Kale. Like, there's a few reasons why you take that hit, and I think they were just so preoccupied with something else, and I don't think they were playing to the game. They weren't playing the game to the board state. You know, let's examine some scenarios here. Everybody's just so caught up with graveyard sometimes. Can I kill you? Can I kill you? Can I kill you? Well, let me see your resources. Oh, snap. My resource is running out. Let me, attack a different way.
Going to the caster desk here, guys.
But James was doing fantastic. Honestly, he was playing fine at the beginning of the match. I felt like he was doing a lot of right plays.
Yeah.
And then it went downhill.
He was making a lot of right plays.
From the God Charge turn. Remember the turn that he should have gone like God Charge, double strike, flip a Champa, like double strike again, draw a card. Like
after that, he just that
would have been a huge turn.
Maybe what happened, and it happens a lot. Maybe what happened was he saw the play
after, and then got on tilt.
It rattled him,
And then that happens sometimes. Like even to like me, I'm just like, well, for me, it's more like when I get a loss in a round, and then I'm just like, I let that like stick in my head, and then like it just ruins the ability for me to play fluently for the rest of the rounds.
I know.
And it's just sometimes that you just can't get out of your head. A lot of these games are just like 80% mental. It's not even about like your skill level sometimes. It's just like how deep into your head can you get your opponent, or is your opponent from the last round or prior rounds or anything outside, anything external.
Chat brings up a good point, and it's something that I was going to talk about. Like, why didn't he just play out Trunks and go for it?
Yeah, he could have done that too.
I mean, obviously, you probably lose, but, like, isn't that better than scoop? I mean, we talked about that literally last round.
Yeah.
You talked about why you shouldn't
don't scoop up. It's like,
okay,
I have one card left in hand. I have a deck. That means I can't attack with Champa and I can't attack with Kale. I'm not going to let my opponent, like,
it has to be.
It
just has to be frustration. It has to be frustration. It has to just be like, I
threw this game away.
Yeah.
I'm so mad. The story that I just told not too long ago about me playing Vegeta.
Right.
Like, I'm frustrated that I didn't get the game because I didn't kill him when I was supposed to.
That's unbelievable.
Now,
I'll be honest with you. I never at any point thought James was going to lose that game.
I didn't either, especially for the first.
Certainly not from decking out, but
especially from the first 5 or 6 turns, they were just so solid. He was making plays. It was great. He was critting. He knew, like, what cards to give his opponent and what cards not to give his opponent.
Jeez, I also can't believe that James didn't take that double strike hit. You give double strike crit at that. You take that hit. You can attack with Kel. You give double strike crit to Kel. You attack in, knock him to 1, and then you can you just try to win with anything in your hand. I mean, you can play out a boo and try to win at that point.
Yeah, anything. Like that's your final turn. That's your saving grace. You got to do something about it. Get your opponent down to 2. Double strike, double strike, double strike. Every card could get double strike because of the Champa.
Right.
So you can just use this card, like the extra 2 cards,
just try to get in there.
It doesn't matter what the cards are.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, George, though, this is a situation. I don't know about you. I actually come across this situation a lot. It's just my play style. Actually, that's how I beat Peter at Richmond. Was he decked him like I always play like a really grindy game. That's how I play. And so I've come up to these deck out situations a lot. I know me and Peter were talking about how it's similar to like Hearthstone when you played the fatigue game.
Yeah.
Right, but like I'm sure maybe James and Andrew just aren't familiar with decking out. I'm sure it doesn't happen a lot to them.
No, I mean it's not a common occurrence. I can tell you that.
It isn't.
And I feel like it's something that really comes up when you're playing against another player that is being very conservative.
Right.
You're both playing very conservative, and it's just. It happens before you know it. Champa's drawing a lot of cards.
Yeah, actually, Colby, KitchenTableMeta team player, actually lost his top 32 match in Orlando by decking himself out with Cell. I mean, it actually happens a lot.
It happens.
A lot more than you think. Of course it did. Thank you.
Of course it did.
No, absolutely. Did it like blow up, or did it just went out? Really? That's crazy. Okay, I guess. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you, my boy Vince. By the way, fantastic event organizer here at ARG. That's right. Actually, it doesn't look like it changed the thing at all, so it probably just wasn't doing anything. Right.
All right, cool. Nobody needed that light anyways. Stupid light.
No, one of our light bulbs blew up.
Everyone's safe. They just got a nice little entertaining light show.
Man, that's what happened to James. Maybe James was playing. Light bulb blew up, threw him off his game.
Yep. It's your fault.
It's my fault. Champa, absolutely, guys. Yeah.
KitchenTableMeta out here distorting the matches.
Yeah, it's like the Buffalo Wild Wing commercials. You know what I mean? Where it's like
they just like punt the game just so that they could watch the stream more. Gotcha.
Got him. All right, guys. We'll see what's going to happen here. Pretty standard couple turns here. Yeah, I know. I saw that. Market Tech saying lower the microphone. That's our fault, guys. Because we raise it up when we're talking when you guys can't see us, and then we forget we always forget to put it down. Yeah, every time. Also, guys, again, Market Tech in chat. Remember, guys, go check them out at dbs-decks.com. Fantastic deck building website. Fantastic guy. Has been doing a lot of stuff with the community lately. So
a lot of big things. We're also working with them to bring out some pretty big features. I don't want to spoil anything too crazy, but it's going to be fun. I mean, like, definitely, if you think the website's fantastic now, wait till, I don't even know. We don't even have a time frame for it, so that's why I don't even want to say anything.
Right.
But we definitely support everything that he does. So
Absolutely.
Great job. Especially him by himself. Like, you would think it's like him and like a team of like super IT guys, and it's like, no, dude, it's just a guy with a passion, and that's what I love.
I feel like that's the story. That's like the subtitle of or the catchphrase of Dragon Ball Super right now. It's just like
right.
Yeah, it's just like a community with a passion. That's like really what's made this game be as amazing as it is all these people with passion. You know. You want to draw a card here? All right, we'll fix the life totals here, guys. Sorry.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate the offer. I don't know. It really just depends. I'm usually like beat after day one, and then I just like go home and sleep. And then Sunday, like, we drove here, so we probably want to get back like as fast as possible. I really appreciate the offer, though, and if we do get a chance to, I would love to. But
ooh, Andrew putting some pressure on.
Man, he played the Jiren so fast. How are we in turn 4 already?
I don't know.
Looks like they got out the gates so fast.
They got the gates.
I think they know how much time is left in the round.
They know rounds coming up.
They gotta know. They got 12 minutes left in the round, guys. So.
Yeah.
Only game 2. The only person that's really in danger is James here, because if he loses or if he ceases to win this game, so if there's any result but a win from James, then this will be a win for Andrew, and so James is put in a position here where he has to win to tie, not even to win the match, but to tie. So that's how the end of game procedures go here. Nothing will be determined unless there's a clear winner or a clear loser. If there is a stalemate and both people are both alive, then it is a draw, and anybody with that first game win will automatically win the match. So pretty similar to any other game, I think. I think Magic's the same way. You know, you win game 1, you draw game 2. You know,
right.
It's usually the match win. So nothing new there. These players should know of that, and that's why you see that increase in pace as they approach that 10-minute mark. These games do take a little bit longer than usual. Yeah,
so something you'll notice from like high-level players who's been here before, you know, a lot of the PPG guys, for example, is they play at this pace almost the entire match. You know, and sometimes they still draw. That happens, right? It's very possible. You guys know my stance on the Swiss rounds. I really don't think they should be best of 3. I like best of 1 much better, and then do best of 3 in Top Cut. A lot of players here actually having draws. I think I've talked to a lot of players, and I think almost everybody has almost 1 draw that I've talked to. So
it really also isn't even like your fault sometimes. It's usually like it's a little bit of your opponent, a little bit of yours, because obviously it's both players' responsibility to make sure that the pace of the game is not slowed to something that's excessive. But sometimes it's just like one player, and it's not even has to do with like one of the players. So sometimes it's just like you gotta like. Sometimes you gotta say it politely too. You're like, can you please like speed up the game a little bit without being like you don't want to be too like rule sharky or anything like that. That's definitely never what you want to encourage. You want to make sure that you have give everyone a good experience. But obviously, this is a lot of people's like first regional. I mean, this is only the 5th regional, and like, what if you lived in North Carolina this whole time and you were like, you couldn't afford to travel or you had a job or something like that, like.
And this is an event that has something on the line, right?
Yes.
So players are playing more conservatively. They're taking their time. They don't want to make misplays.
Exactly.
You're on stream. You don't want to look bad on the street. There's a lot of things that can attribute to playing a little bit slower. You know what I mean?
That's where putting in your reps and playtesting really helps, because I know our guys, they'll play lightning speed in playtesting, and then they'll make mistakes at lightning speed and be like, okay, I know not to do that. Yeah. Now and then. When they play lightning speed in the event, they'll be like, I made this mistake playing lightning speed, so I can still play flawlessly but not make that mistake. So
I think I saw it. It looks like Andrew has found it too.
What?
Did James draw? James has to draw off the Trunks attack, right?
I believe so.
Let's go stop the game real quick. Go run around real quick and ask if they drew off both, because I think, I thought so. The first attack on a leader, is that how Champa's worded, guys? Let's take a look at it and see. I don't think so.
Only when you attack the leader.
Oh, it's only when we attack a leader. Okay. Okay, cool, awesome. Actually, chat called that. Yeah, so attack off the leader. I didn't know that.
Thank you, guys.
I thought it was just the first attack.
Yeah.
Okay. People keep saying no. I'm not sure. We'll pull Champa up, guys. We'll take a look at it. I mean, obviously Andrew read Champa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Course,
So that made me think that like.
Peter, by the way, is 2-1. Just took his first loss. 3-1. Sorry, 3-1. Took his first loss, I think, last round, not this round. Mecha Hand Destruction. That's never a fun time. I think that's
never a fun time.
Actually, very well positioned against almost every deck right now.
Yeah. So guys, it says once per turn, when your battle card attacks a leader card, the attacking card has 50,000 more power. Draw a card. So yeah. Let's go and check. That's what's so awesome about doing stream, is you can always check and make sure those things happen.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for doing something.
You guys are amazing.
Woo Chat did stuff. Yep. I mean, it's obviously not our role as commentators to catch this, but whenever we can, we're obviously not going to be like, oh, I didn't see that.
I don't know what's happening. Yeah, we always try to, but the thing is, you guys, we get first of all, we get super into the game, which is easy to do, and then second of all, we're also doing life totals, checking chat. There's a lot of things we're doing that a lot of times makes us miss things in the game, unfortunately, which we're getting better at. That's my fault. I need to get better at it.
Yeah, and I'm already scared to be doing this myself. I'm going to be missing all this.
Dude, you're going to be fine.
Jeez.
So this is 25K right here. He's going to take it, go to 4. Somehow I still have his life.
Yeah, Andrew at 4.
So 4-3, guys. Lightning fast game here.
Lightning fast. Yep.
These players are.
They got the memo, and the memo is 7 minutes left in round.
Yeah, 7 minutes left in round. Here we go. Again, it's gonna be a little more time for them since they are the stream, so they get like a little bit of it. See what happens here. What? A Bobbity?
Oh, what?
Where did this come from?
He's
Where
like,
did this little guy come from?
I'm going to make sure this guy goes out with a bang.
Oh, actually, I was going to say, wait, you can't play that, but absolutely can, because the rat doesn't go into effect.
Exactly. He's like, one last time.
One last time.
One more time.
This guy comes down getting 3 tokens.
Oh, God.
How many cards? Wait. How many cards are in his hand here? Wait a second. He just drew up to 5 cards in hand. Right? Am I wrong?
Yep.
So should he just attack with these tokens first so they had double strike?
I mean, yes and no. Like, he can still combo on any card, and I think when you combo.
Oh, never mind. He has trumps.
Okay.
So he's right back down to 4 now. Okay.
But the thing is, I think when you attack and then you combo on that attack, that will become double strike on that attack.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it is a permanent ability, and permanent abilities always happen, right?
Yeah.
Man, Bobby came out of nowhere, by the way.
Yeah, that Bobby was just like,
Woo.
what's up, guys? I'm here. I'm just checking in.
Hey, guys.
Still alive.
I know you forgot about me, but I'm here.
I'm still here.
All
Yeah,
right.
one of the last few times that we're going to see good old Bobbity. So,
I know. Good old Bobby coming in. Still think he's good in Vegito.
yeah, no, and Vegito definitely still has to be played, I think. Or you might see the resurgence of monocolored decks now that we're seeing more and more cards.
Yes.
Because now maybe decks don't need that like support system of like we need to splash blue, we need to splash red, we need to splash green. Like everything is getting like I think red's getting their own negate Sensu Bean type card. So maybe what do I need Sensu Bean for?
But it has to be
card.
it has to be a Saiyan.
Yeah. I mean, like obviously in the right deck, but I mean, I think because they're trying, you see them trying to like now Bulma has a Boo. I mean, sorry, not Bulma.
Yellow.
Now Yellow has a Boo, and it's Bulma. So I think Bandai is catching on. They don't want everybody to use the same cards.
Yeah. James down to 2 life. I actually thought he was in a lot more trouble than that.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna die there. Honestly, I'm surprised he did not die.
Jeez.
What did James have to combat that attack? Like negates and senses?
Yeah, it was just like negates and combo cards. So he's attacking 15 into Gohan here. 15 to 15 Gohan. I mean Champa into Gohan. Andrew's gonna let that die. Not trying to protect it at all. I like that Andrew is doing this. I think Andrew's putting pressure on his opponent, but he's also not like trying to keep these threats alive, right? He's keeping those cards as defense because here in about 10 minutes he wins. So.
I don't think James can kill him here. There go all those tokens. And Andrew back in a terrible position. Hopefully he has another ghost attack. But
he has a mass stand of his own.
James has a negate, a 10k combo. He could have also played a Kale there.
I'm actually not sure how James gets back into this game, honestly.
Yeah, 2 life isn't the worst.
It's not the worst for sure, but...
Wait, did he not attack with the...
Yeah, I guess he just didn't want to give his opponent any cards, maybe? I don't know. Does have another ghost attack in hand, by the way.
He does?
Yeah, so ghost attack about to come out here. There it is, ghost attack. Number 2. Here's my tokens back out. James with a negate, a Vados, a double shot. Actually, probably can survive this.
Yeah, probably still can survive this. And then the Kale follow-up is just, so devastating.
Yeah, but he doesn't get attacked with that Kale, right? Because he has nothing on the field for it. Well, it's just a double shot.
Yeah.
If he combos a double shot, he can combo. Yeah. $15,000 again, not double strike because his opponent is at 5 cards in hand. Pitches the Kel.
Oh, okay. I mean, why would you keep that over the Trunks? The Trunks can't even kill Andrew yet.
Yeah, you have to believe that like Andrew's not gonna attack with Bobbity, right? So he's gonna have the blocker for Trunks.
Whoa, wait, what? Oh, because Andrew has too many cards in hand?
He has 5 cards in hand, yeah.
Oh.
All right, here comes Ghostings. Gonna get that negate. Mass Saiyan.
That might be it if he just throws everything.
Yeah, but here's a question, George. Why do you attack double shot with Cell? Why don't you just go for the game with Cell?
I don't know. I really don't know. He's gonna go for game here though, and that should be it. Yeah, that should be game.
That's a whole bunch of it. 30, 40.
50, 55. 30, 40.
James
50,
says that's it.
55.
Good game.
Yep.
Jeez, Andrew taking that game. I'm gonna do this time. Yes, taking that game with lightning precision.
Yep.
Super fast. Insane,
I mean,
guys.
he definitely should have. I mean, there was no reason to attack the Vegeta there, I'm pretty sure. But other than that, yeah, the opponent was at 1. You just want to shoot everything to it.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Shaq Z Big Mac says he didn't attack double shot. He popped it with effect.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
a lot more sense. My bad. I'm sorry. It looked like he attacked for some reason.
Okay, so I mean, he did exactly what he needed to do. He had exactly what he needed in that double strike Gotenks right after the first one. That was huge. That Bobbity, and then like having another Gotenks, like, and what? The other opponent wasn't able to defend it, not even with a Sensu Bean. I don't think he had a Sensu Bean during that whole thing. So when you don't have a Sensu Bean, nothing has changed. I mean, you still lose against that card.
It's very good, by
You
the way.
might survive one turn, but one card is giving up away so many resources.
Absolutely.
To the other.
Well, guys, I think that's it for round 4. We're going to get here very quick because we have to get ready for the next round almost immediately. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Champa deck, by the way, still looks really good.
It does
Still
look very
looks
good.
really good.
It still looks really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's definitely some potential to do something with that in the future.
Absolutely.
Maybe with the new cards. Even now, it looks fine.
Yeah, it looks great.
But yeah, definitely really interesting. It's really interesting to see other decks do well. Even that Cell deck is something that's kind of unique.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you here in probably 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, 15.
All right, guys. Talk to you in a bit. Enjoy it.